Basic blocks and flow graph. Basic block is a set of statements that always executes in a sequence one after the other. The characteristics of basic blocks are they do not contain any kind of jump statements in them. There is no possibility of branching or getting halt in the middle. All the statements execute in the same order they appear. They do not lose the flow of control of the program. So the example of basic block is three address code for the expression A is equal to B plus C plus D is, so T1 is equal to B plus C, T2 is equal to T1 plus D, A is equal to T2. So this is how we divide the expression in the form of three address code. Here all the statements execute in a sequence one after the other. Thus they form a basic block. So example of not a basic block. Three address code for an expression if A less than B then 1 else 0 is, if A less than B go to 4, T1 is equal to 0 or go to 5, then T1 is equal to 1. Here the statements do not execute in a sequence one after the other. Thus they do not form a basic block. So in order to form a basic block, the statement should be executed one after the other. If not, they cannot form the basic block. So partition the intermediate code into basic blocks. So in order to partition the code into basic blocks, we need to follow some rules. What are those rules are? Any given code can be partitioned into basic blocks using the following rules. So the first rule is determining the leaders. So following statements of the code are called as leaders. So what are called as leaders are, the first statement of a code is called as the leader. Statement that is a target of the conditional or unconditional go-to statement, then that is also called as the lead. Statement that appears immediately after the go-to statement. So these all should be written here. And next rule is determining the basic blocks. So in that all the statements that follow the leader, including the leader, till the next leader appears from one basic block. And the first statement of the code is called as the first leader. The block containing the first leader is called as the initial block. Flow graphs. A flow graph is a directed graph with flow control information added to the basic blocks. The basic blocks serve as nodes of the flow graph. There is a directed edge from block 1 to block 2 if block 2 appears immediately after B1 in the code. A control flow graph is used to depict that how the program control is being parsed among the blocks. It is useful in the loop optimization. So example flow graph for a vector dot product is given as follows. So product is equal to 1, I is equal to 1. This is declared in block 1. And T1 is equal to 4 into I, T2 is equal to A of T1, T3 is equal to 4 into I, T4 is equal to B of T3, T5 is equal to T2 into T4, T6 is equal to product plus T5, product is equal to T6, T7 is equal to I plus 1, I is equal to T7. If I less than or equal to 10, go to block 2. So this is all declared in block 2. So this is the flow graph for the vector dot product. So in the example taken, block B1 is the initial node and block B2 immediately follows block 1. So from block 2 to block 1 there is an edge. The target of jump from last statement to block 1 is the first statement, block 2. So from block 1 to block 2 there is an edge. Block 2 is a successor of block 1 and block 1 is the predecessor of block 2. So these are the example problems based on basic blocks and flow graphs. So first example is compute the basic block for the given 3 address statement. So for this we need to compute the basic blocks. So the question is production is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, T2 is equal to address of A minus 4, T4 is equal to address of B minus 4, T1 is equal to 4 into I, T3 is equal to T2 of T1, T5 is equal to T4 of T1, T6 is equal to T3 into T5, product is equal to product plus T6, I is equal to I plus 1. If I less than or equal to go to of 5. So this is the question. So for this we have to do the solution like this. You need to compute the basic blocks. These are the three address statements. For this, based on this, we need to compute the basic blocks. So we have here production is equal to 0. It is the leader because it is the first statement of the code. So first statement of the code is called as the leader. So production is equal to 0 is the leader. Then T1 is equal to 4 into I is a leader since target of the conditional go to statement is a leader. Now the given code can be partitioned into two basic blocks as production is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, T2 is equal to address of A minus 4, T4 is equal to address of B minus 4. So this can be written in block 1. And in block 2, T1 is equal to 4 into I, T3 is equal to T2 of T1, T5 is equal to T4 of T1, T6 is equal to T3 into T5, product is equal to product of T6, I is equal to I plus 1. If I less than equal to 20, go to of 5. So this is divided in block B2. So this is how we divide the given three address code into blocks. And one more example we are considering here. Draw a flow graph for the three address statements given in example 1. So in this example, what we have taken. So this is the example we have taken. So for this, we need to draw a flow graph. So for the given example, we need to draw a flow graph. That is one more example. So how we draw the flow graph, we'll see here. So firstly, we compute the basic blocks. So first what we need to do, we need to compute the basic blocks. So block 1 and block 2, in this way we need to compute. And next what we need to do, we assign the flow control information. So we need to assign the flow control information so that the required flow graph will be in this format. So production is equal to 0, I is equal to 1, T2 is equal to address of A minus 4, T4 is equal to address of B minus 4. So this is in block 1, and in block 2 we have same what we have written here in block 2, that we have written. Now we need to assign the flow from block 1 to block 2. We are assigning a flow graph, and then here if it is not like here it is written as if I less than or equal to 20, then go to block 2. So the flow graph will again move to block 2. So first thing, from the given three address code, we need to design the flow graph. So how we can design? First you need to divide in the form of blocks, and then we need to draw the flow graphs for that blocks.